Welcome to Bastard Quest As It Should Be. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
That's right, I'm back in the driver's seat. I missed you too. Today we are playing ACHTUNG CTHULHU from Modiphius, a 2D20 game. It's about punching Nazis.
Yay.
Who are also doing weird Mythos Cthulhu stuff.
Boo.
Punching Nazis and tentacles.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar, ACHTUNG CTHULHU is a 2D20 game from Modiphius, and it takes place during World War II. You're essentially fighting a shadow war against the Axis powers, the factions in the Axis powers that have turned to sorcery and eldritch horror to try to win the war.
And I believe there's a specific organization within the Nazis called like the Red Sun. Is that right?
Well, there's two. There are actually two contingents in Germany that use the Cthulhu mythos. One is the Black Sun, and the other is Nachtwolf.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you guys have actually... Well, no, let's see. In the first ACHTUNG Cthulhu game we played, you fight Black Sun in a quick trip to France.
And we've been up against the Nachtwolf so far in Shadows of Atlantis.
Yes. Well, you haven't actually engaged with any direct members. One of the NPCs in Shadows of Atlantis in the second ACHTUNG Cthulhu adventure we played was working for Nachtwolf, but he wasn't like a direct member of that. Nachtwolf is like a base pseudo-military. I guess they're both pseudo-military. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but those episodes, if you want to go back and listen, because we're not going to do a recap or anything, this is a continuation of the Shadows of Atlantis campaign that we started. Those were episodes 35 and 36, if you want to go back and listen to those. The starter adventure we played was at a quick trip to France.
Yeah.
Those were way back episodes 21 and 22.
Wow.
Introduce the characters, give you a rundown of the rules, all that stuff.
We do want to, of course, remind everybody which characters you guys are playing for this. Austin, who do you got over there?
I'm Pierre Walsh, the Canadian occult investigator and black market dealer.
Okay. Corey?
I'm playing Corpora Sarah Walker. She's an Australian, and she has a dog named Oprah who is psychic.
Yeah, I mean, you're really playing the dog.
Yeah. Well,
Todd?
I am Sven. Sven is from Norway. He is a killer and murderer of the Black Sun.
That's right.
He has access to the magics and is a rune weaver. I used my powers to project myself into the future and create the musical genre of black metal.
okay.
All right.
And he's got a bow.
As a bow, and now I have a shotgun.
And all the characters are members of Majestic, which is a secret division of the FBI tasked with investigating mythos phenomena in the United States. And their investigation did start in the United States, but it led them to Vienna, where they recovered the work of the late Professor Jameson Fitzlewis Hamlin, who was a professor of antiquities. They retrieved his notes from the Sphinx Reading Club in Vienna, and they recovered the Blackstone, an artifact that the professor had been studying from where he'd hid it in Boltzmann's grave in Vienna. And they absconded from the city with those on a train towards Rome. And you guys, since we last played, you guys have advanced your characters with the XP you got.
Yep.
Do you want to talk briefly about how you improved your character?
Sure.
I improved Sven's coordination by 1, so he's now a 10
Gotcha.
in his attributes. And as far as skills go, I upped his fighting from a 2 to a 3.
Gotcha. Now, fighting, that is what, hand-to-hand, right?
It's close quarters, handguns, hand-to-hand, heavy weapons, melee, rifles.
So it's all the things.
It's all the fighting things, yes.
Gotcha.
I am... my focus is in rifles, though.
I see. Gotcha. Austin?
Pierre increased his coordination by 1 and took a talent for sharpshooting. So when I take aim, I get the first bonus D20 for free. And I also increase my weapon's piercing damage.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty kick-ass fucking talent.
Yeah, Sarah has that as well.
Yep.
Naturally.
Sven has access to Mjolnir.
Well,
Not a lie.
by the end of this, Sven's going to have 2 giant goats to drive him around.
2 ravens haunched on his shoulders. What did you do with your dog, Corey?
Opally, I just kind of boosted his stats because last time we leveled up, I gave him a lot of psychic powers. So
Sure.
I wanted to dial it down a little bit. This dog is getting close to invincible. Like his stats in general are fucking rad. Like he's insane.
He's really good. Yeah.
I beefed his brawn up to 11, which the max is 12. So, and then I beefed his will up to 10.
The game ends when Operly ascends into heaven and becomes God.
And he becomes the all dog.
It ends when the Olympic Committee makes him piss in a cup.
As far as Sarah, I beefed up her insight to 9, and I gave her a new talent. It's a doozy, the name of it anyway. It's called They Don't Like It Up 'Em. It's in the book.
Sure, they often don't.
This is an upsetting title without context.
Traditionally.
I feel like generally most people don't like it up them, at least when there's surprise involved.
Yeah. Basically, like I said, she's got sharpshooting, which is kind of a ranged attack.
Yeah.
They Don't Like It Up 'Em is for close quarters.
No, really?
I'm glad you can't do it from across the room.
Right. It's essentially the close quarters version of sharpshooter. The first bonus D20 you buy is free. And if
Gotcha.
I'm successful in my attack, the opponent is knocked prone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They don't like it up them. Modifius, how do you imagine combat was in World War II?
I don't know. Maybe it was like 40 slang or something. What am I missing here?
Or who are you quoting?
Yeah.
Did the Canadians coin that one? Like sometimes a tater will roll out of there unexpected.
What the fuck? What? A tater?
A tater?
What's taters, Precious? Never heard of that.
Tater will roll out of
Corn,
there.
yes, but
If a tater rolls out of there, you need to see a medical professional.
yeah.
Well, just from the mere fact of you guys assumed what I was talking about, the title is awful.
No, I've learned to
don't
never
know.
assume what you're talking about, Austin.
I feel like a tater rolling out of anything.
It's
is
all
probably bad.
riddles out of this guy.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
welcome to Rome, 1939. It is early September. The war has just started, and 3 Majestic agents made it out of Vienna just before the flag fell, or however you want to say it. The train ride to Rome is uneventful. You guys, of course, have private cabins. You secrete the Blackstone and the Hamlet's notes. You're untroubled by Italian authorities. They are not at war at this point, and uninterested in 3 Americans coming out of Vienna.
They're just dabbling in fascism so far.
I wouldn't say that, but they're not at war yet.
Mussolini's an enthusiast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of, unlike perhaps if you were British agents, Americans can travel pretty freely.
We're not
at the time.
Americans.
Well,
not a
you're-
one of us.
Your passports are.
Oh, I see.
Your passports are American.
Ah.
But yes, none of you are actually Americans despite working for an American agency.
I'm an American. So,
You make it to Rome. The train pulls into Termini Station, which is in the heart of Rome, and you'd received a telegram to await pickup. You get out of the train station with all your baggage, the Blackstone hidden in a case, and there you see Senior Agent Bussy with a card that says, "Guys from Vienna" on it.
oh, okay.
He waves you down.
Hi.
Hey, if you'll recall, Senior Agent Bussy was the Majestic officer that dispatched you to Vienna.
Yeah.
Says, I've got a car. We're gonna go somewhere. So come on. And he leads you out of the train station to the parking lot. There's, this is 1939, so it's not stacked with cars. Most people that are going off the train are walking to wherever they're going in Rome or waiting for another train. But this is a cool black car. It doesn't have a roof on it. And he drives you out of the city, out into the countryside, to this villa on a hill overlooking Rome. And on the way, he explains Majestic doesn't really have any safe houses, but as they're expanding their investigations outside of the United States, they've acquired one. And you pull into this lavish Italian villa, the city of Rome in the distance, manicured landscaping all around. And he says, well, this is, I call this the Via Castello,
Why is that?
because we're renting it from Lou Costello.
I love Shabbat and Costello.
Yeah. The car pulls in. You can tell there's some local Italian guys hired to be servants and help around. You go to this expansive main room. Fresh water's being poured. There's bottles of Italian wine out on the table.
Sven raises his hand.
You know, Sven, you don't actually have to raise your hand. You can just...
I just wanted to know if there will be pasta. I've never had pasta before. I've heard about the Italian pasta, and I want to try the Italian pasta.
A late middle-aged Italian woman comes out of the kitchen with this huge bowl of pasta and just puts it on the table.
Sven just dives right in.
She wags her finger at the senior agent Bussy and says something that none of you understand in Italian.
This reminds me of a home back on the fjord when we ate worms.
Just out there pecking like chickens, the Norwegians for you.
So over this lavish Italian meal, basically you're debriefed by Senior Agent Bussy about your operation in Vienna. You hand him Hamlin's notes and the Blackstone, and he brings in Dr. Kevin Patton, who is one of the Majestic specialists on the Mythos, based on Patreon member Kevin Patton.
Thanks, Kevin.
Is very excited to start deciphering this. He basically just takes out his own case and opens it up, and he has all these various notes. It's easy to see like Atlantis written in large letters on stuff he's pulling out, and he starts making rubbings of the Blackstone, pouring over it with a magnifying glass, and just muttering to himself. Bussy says, you can take that to your room, Kevin. And he's just like, oh, yeah. Starts packing it away. And looks at you three and says, is there anything else you discovered that wouldn't be in the notes or on the Blackstone?
Well, yeah, when we dug up the stone when we were leaving the graveyard, it looked like the folks working for Mr. Fuchs were digging up the body of Dr. Hamlin.
Oh, that's weird.
I shot a cop with an arrow.
Senior Agent Bussy raises his hand. You didn't hear that?
My dog's psychic.
You didn't hear that either. And Dr. Patton takes the Blackstone of the notes and goes up the stairs to his room. You can hear him like talking to himself. Atlantis, I don't know. Science.
What's he going to do with that stone by himself? I don't like
Sometimes they like it up them.
Yeah. I mean, it is the size of a tater.
Blackstone roughly the size of a coffee table, but sure.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Blackstone is huge.
Wow. Oh, I was thinking
Where did we hide it? On the train.
In a suitcase.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking like some kind of idol type.
No. The Blackstone
Like
is
the size of a
is
trophy.
big. It's like a very, very large book.
It's okay. Sven was carrying it. It's fine.
yeah.
Well, Norwegians are known for carrying around coffee tables in suitcases. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be as tall. It'd be like the table width, but not
Right.
the height.
It's
the depth.
massive.
Yeah. Still massive, yes.
It's like a ping pong table.
In my
Wait, hold on. No.
Oh, okay.
in my home in Norway, we hash potatoes and they have eyes. Not the eyes that grow. They have eyes that actually look at you and judge you before you eat them.
Sven's just insane, right?
A little.
Well, he has one of his personality traits is he has glimpsed what mortals should not know. So
Maybe the potatoes do have
He's
eyes.
seen into the mind of potato.
he has seen the afterlife, and it's not good.
So, Special Agent Bussy says you guys are going to spend 2 weeks in Rome while Patton analyzes the Blackstone, see if they can learn anything of interest. If not, they're going to pack up and head back to the U.S.
Oh, great! I'm going to take the time to sightsee.
I want to see one of them gladiator fights.
I don't think they actually have those anymore.
Yeah, people fight to the death. They feed Christians to cats.
You know what? Sure, just go to the Coliseum. It's fine. Yeah, so you guys do whatever you want for the rest of the day at the villa. What do each of you do that evening, just to get some insight into your characters?
Walsh actually finds the basically the Italian chapter of the black market for occult artifacts and stuff.
Oh,
And does some shopping.
gotcha. Are you actually going shopping? Are you looking for anything, or just?
I'm not looking for anything in particular. If there are any options for me to find helpful things, that's great. But otherwise, really going out to mostly establish contacts and.
He comes back with 3 Ouija boards.
Corey, what does Oprah do?
Oprah works out. Because he's getting stronger every day, apparently.
Is that just running in circles around the yard?
No, I'm talking push-ups, squat thrusts.
Sure.
Yeah, all that. It's basically like picture a Jean-Claude Van Damme montage training scene. Like he's doing the splits.
Kicking
Yeah.
a pine tree.
Yeah.
All the Italian servants are just smoking cigarettes, watching him from the terrace.
Bigger, stronger, faster.
He's thinking.
All the Italians are like, so do all American dogs do drugs? Or just this one? Todd, what about Sven?
Sven takes a bottle of wine and a gigantic bowl of pasta with him to his room. Once he drinks the wine and eats all of the pasta, he begins to meditate, and in his mind he goes back to the day that he killed the head cannon of the Black Sun and ripped her heart out and sacrificed it on an altar to Odin, and then strung all the rest of the Black Sun members up into the trees as a warning to others.
Historically accurate.
Sarah does something similar, but she thinks about a birthday party she had one time.
Sure. Maybe fewer dead people. I don't know. It's an Australian birthday party.
Yeah, fried eggs. That's what they have.
So the next day, each of you is awoken by the Italian cook just barging into your bedroom, bringing fresh sheets and jabbering at you in Italian. You assume to get up. You don't know. But it seems she seems cross with you for some reason.
Do you have any gluten-free dog food?
She hits you.
She beats you with a spoon.
Openly sick.
No, she actually does not understand anything you say.
Okay.
So, it's 1939. Not a lot of people around the world spoke English, except for those that the British had conquered, which is actually a lot.
Let alone Australian.
Yeah, no one speaks Australian.
Yeah.
So when you come down for breakfast, Padden is there on the main table in the main room. He's got notes spread across it, and he'd tell you that Senior Agent Bussy wants you to meet him in the garage when you're ready.
Did you find out anything about the Blackstone?
Oh, yes. I found out a lot, actually. This is Atlantean. This is probably I think Atlantis is real.
Go back about 10 paces there, bud.
Atlantis.
You're talking about the Atlantis?
Yes.
It's an underwater kingdom.
Yes. Well, no, that's not correct. So there's 3 languages on this, and he takes you through. And this one I've translated as, I believe, Ancient Atlantean, and it's describing their city and their civilization. And, well, an artifact. I don't have all the details yet, but it's talking about the fall of Atlantis and how some sect of their population left with this artifact. And, well, I mean, maybe this is why the Nazis wanted it. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to find these ancient Atlantean relics.
So is that like a special material? What's the black stone made of?
Stone.
I think. I'm not really a chemical analyst. I guess just granite. No, this is just the map, as it were. This is not the.
You say the stone's a map?
Well, so to speak. I mean, it tells you where to look. Well, sort of.
Did they have dogs in Atlantis?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I guess dogs don't have gills.
No, it wasn't underwater. It was drowned by the sea. That's when it ended.
It's underwater in the funny pages.
Okay.
Ta-ha.
Sure. Well, I mean, I guess that's right. But anyway, Senior Agent Bussy wanted to talk to you guys in the garage.
All right. Well, after we get done eating this 5-course breakfast.
I can't fit my plate on the table because of this giant black stone.
Well, yeah, see, Austin, you've never been to Italy. Italians do not eat breakfast. It's like maybe half a pastry and some coffee, and that's all you're going to get.
They eat on the floor as well.
Yeah.
And 3 bottles of wine.
Well, I'm Canadian, and I'm eating breakfast.
So you managed to get the best you can get out of the kitchen is a lukewarm bowl of porridge.
That'll do.
And they seem mad at you. So the 3 of you eventually get out to the garage. There's a couple of cars and way more guns than seems absolutely necessary for a safe house that you're not even sure is going to be running a major operation. Senior Agent Bussy is there along with a short blonde woman covered in axle grease. He says, this is Miss Habmeyer. She's going to be running weapons and technology for us. I do have a mission for you, so sorry, your vacation's over. And Bussy says she's one of Cato's eggheads. So Bussy explains that while Italy is not at war with the British Empire, obviously the Italians are German allies and have started cracking down on British operatives in Italy. And for that reason, a lot of British intelligence agents have gone ahead and left the country. But they're not doing the same for Americans because there are fine relations between America and Italy. America has a very large Italian-American population. And so British intelligence has asked Majestic to look into 2 missing agents. Amanda Powell, codenamed Lucrezia, and Patrick Ball, codenamed Pasquino.
Pasquino's Italian for fish.
Okay, sure.
I don't think it is.
It's for tater.
So Bussy explains that the 2 British operatives were operating out of a front called Carlavaro's, stationers and art supply shop on the Via della Madonna di Monte, which is not far from the Forum. And they're British intelligence operatives undercover posing as Italians. The British have not heard from them in a couple of days, and their last message was a letter they received at the British Embassy that said, Pasquino has lost his voice. His dearest Lucretia is concerned for his health. There are too many sausages in the pantry. Please come home and help your sister. She cannot run the family restaurant alone. So the British, they don't expect us to go out on a limb. We're not at war. But they'd like us to look into this, see if we can find their 2 missing agents. If possible, if it's not too much risk, help them get to safety. If not, at least let the British know what happened.
And also take care of all of those delicious sausages.
Yes, Sven, I believe that is actually referencing Germans.
I've never eaten a German, but I'm not above it.
So it sounds like Pasquino's cover was blown. Did we know if they were keeping track of any Germans specifically?
Well, that's it. I don't think they were supposed to be keeping track of Germans. They were watching the Italians. They were supposed to be keeping tabs on a Italian archaeologist, Sabina Aloia.
Aloia's Italian for sunflower.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
you for that, Sarah. That's great.
All right, you know where we might find her?
It's my understanding she's a professor at the University of Rome, and they're doing some digs here relatively close to Hadrian's mausoleum, which, of course, I don't have to explain to you guys what that is.
You may have to.
There's a dead guy inside.
Well, that's true. Castel Sant'Angelo. Just head towards the Vatican. You can't miss it. It's just across the Tiber.
Gotcha.
The Tiber being the main river here in Rome.
Tiber's Italian for river.
Okay.
So from this message, it sounds like they were keeping surveillance on this Italian archaeologist and found out there are too many Germans in Italy, or they might be outnumbered. Pasquino's either dead or injured, and Lucretia's calling for reinforcements.
I think so. This got handed to Majestic because these were Section D agents, which is the British equivalent of what we do.
That's a lot of good info. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I got some trivia for you.
Okay.
What you call this here garage, in Australia we call them a garage. Keep things in them.
So it looks like we got 2 options.
In Norway, we call she garage the blood room.
I don't think that's correct, Sven, but you know what? Never mind.
It looks like we got 2 options. We can go check out this Calaveros, where the agents had their front, or we can go check out Adrian's mausoleum and see about this Sabina Aloia. I say we check out Calaveros first.
And Miss Habmeyer has some equipment for you if you need it.
Sure.
She starts walking down this row of guns. M19, 11A1, Thompson, submachine gun, grenades, pineapple, flak vest. What do you want?
Oh, I'll take one of those 45s.
You got any dog guns?
Yeah, I've got one. No, I don't have any dog guns.
Yeah.
You can also get other equipment like an ammo belt, burglar's tools, disguise kit, first aid kit, identity documents, camera, covert clothing.
Sven has plenty. Sven has a bow and arrow. Sven has a shotgun and can call down the hammer of the gods.
You really think that last one would be enough?
Yeah.
I've got a dog.
Yeah, I'll take one of them 45s and a Thompson.
Okay.
Sarah would like grenades.
Yeah, take some grenades.
Can I put a first aid kit in Operly's backpack?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll take a disguise kit.
All right, so you guys have some leads for your new mission, plenty of equipment, more than you need. What's your first move?
So I say we check out the front company for the 2 missing agents first.
Fine.
Is that the restaurant?
Yeah, Carlavaro's.
Let's go there. They have sausages.
Sarah looks to Operly and says psychically, "Well, here we go again, boy. Hope you're ready for this one." And Operly looks back and says,
I've been working out for days. If I were a human, I would have a perfect ass.
"Boy, howdy."
Oh, I love Operly.
He's a good boy.
He's a thick boy, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys borrow the car, drive into Rome.
Oh, who driving?
Operly.
Do any of you actually know how to drive a car?
Oh, yeah, Walsh does.
Surely. He's Canadian.
You would assume the Canadian.
They invented the automobile in Canada.
Sure.
Sven can drive a sled.
Sven competes in the Iditarod with goats.
You make it to the Via de Madonna de Monte, park the car a non-suspicious distance from Carlavaro's.
Pierre wants to do a kind of a preliminary scout to see if anybody's watching the restaurant.
It's a stationer's shop, not a restaurant.
Okay.
Art supply shop.
Gotcha. That's right.
So what skill are you using?
I'm going to use observation and insight for a total target number of 14.
Okay. That's just going to be difficulty 1.
And I rolled a 4 and a 19.
So that is what you need. So you make a scout around the block with Carlavaros on it. There are, of course, plainclothes police officers around, on patrol. You do immediately notice when you walk by Carlavaros that the name of the shop is carved into a large wooden oak leaf hanging above the door, but that is askew. There's been some attempt to paint the name out with just crude black paint. The pane of glass in the door has been smashed and replaced with a wooden board. There's still broken glass on the sidewalk, and there are placards over the door declaring it an enemy of the state. You also notice that there are 1 or 2 plainclothes police officers trying to be casual, watching the storefront, but are obviously staking it out.
Calm down, Sven. Please don't murder the police.
At least not yet. We may have more luck trying to sneak around and get in the back.
Or I could just shoot the cops with my bow and arrow.
No, please don't.
So yeah, Walsh wants to lead the group, kind of just a stroll around the block and see if they can slip down an alley and try to get into the building from the back.
Okay.
Boy, it's much nicer walking around without that giant black stone.
I was surprised they let us on the train with that monstrosity.
Well, you convinced them you got it at IKEA.
I'm just glad to be back in our car. When we had the black stone, we had to get a pickup truck.
And those are not good in this day and age.
Yeah, right? Yeah, all they had was F-20s.
So there is access to the alley behind the shop from the Via Cavour.
Okay.
Whoever is going to try to make it to the back entrance needs to roll stealth.
Okay.
It is the middle of the day, so this would be very difficult. What you're trying to avoid is any of the plainclothes police officers see you going to the back, whether or not you're disguised is...
Right.
So, Kyle, can Todd assist me in this case? I'm going to use stealth and coordination for a total target number of 13.
Okay, he could. This is going to
Sven
be...
can kill the cops.
This will be
Sven?
difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I mean, there are plainclothes police officers positioned around, and it's the middle of the day.
Okay.
And, I mean, it is on a back alley, but it's not like a hidden door or anything.
Kyle, can Operly use his psychic powers on the policeman?
Yeah, of course. He could try, sure.
Okay. One of his telepathy abilities is thought sending.
Okay.
It's difficulty 1 to do. The psychic can send their thoughts to anyone within medium range. This is equivalent to a few seconds of speech. The recipient may respond in kind. This takes place instantly.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that with any human. What is your goal here?
He's basically going to try to make them hear a voice like saying something to them from like down the street.
Gotcha.
It's more of a distraction than like forcing them to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
It's more trickery or what have you.
you could definitely, yes, you could definitely use that as a means to distract, which could help Austin. Now, there are 3 officers positioned around, so you could definitely easily distract one of them.
Okay.
Okay. And
Because
then
I'm
pick
assuming
Sven.
you guys are going to try to do some sort of distraction at the moment that Pierre is breaking into the shop, right? Is that the plan here?
Yeah, my plan is for there to be a distraction to take away some of the attention, and then I would also, Kyle, if I used Bizarre Insight, I can generate a threat to obtain info without a skill test. Could I use that obtain info to basically watch and look for an opening where I could slip into the alley undetected?
Sure. You're still going to have to roll, but I would say I'll decrease the difficulty by 1.
Okay, so that brings it down to 4. So then if each of you focus on distracting one of the other officers, Kyle, would that take the difficulty down further?
No, but you'll get helping die. You could get help from them.
Okay.
So it'd be take it to difficulty 4 from Bizarre Insight, and then if you got help from them, I mean, difficulty 4 is doable.
I'm good with trying to distract him.
All right, is Sven assisting?
Sven is going to assist by distraction. He's just going to walk up to the cops as a Norwegian tourist and start talking to them and asking them questions.
That's distracting.
Especially in Sven's case.
Yes.
I mean, can Sarah also distract?
Yeah, why not?
She'll distract with Sven.
Okay. So for helping, you just roll 1d20 instead of 2. If you generate any successes, Austin gets to use those on his roll so long as he rolls at least 1 success.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Sven will be using his persuasion and insight, which is a target number total of 13.
So Sven goes up, walking up to this plainclothes police officer. He's just dressed in an Italian suit with a fedora.
Hello, my name is Sven. I am from Norway. I am visiting your beautiful city, and I'm wondering if you could tell me where I could find the aqueduct.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'll translate for you since he's speaking Norwegian. He says, hello, I'm Sven.
Prego, prego. Yeah, go ahead and roll, Todd.
All right, 1d20, target number 13. That's an 11.
Nice.
Corey?
So I don't have persuade. Am I just rolling my insight?
Yep.
Okay, it's a 9. That's a 13.
Damn. So you guys at least distract the police officer a little bit. That'd be one success to Austin. And then Operly's going to try to speak into a different cop's mind, presumably.
Operly, being a keen animal who can sense many things about people,
Sure.
focuses on who he perceives to be the leader, probably the guy who has like the biggest hat.
Yeah.
It's Italy. That's how that's how they rank people there.
It's like the hat, yeah. It's like the Pope's hat, but it's black.
Exactly. The Pope's got the biggest hat.
Yeah.
So Operly speaks into the head cop's mind to try to make it sound like somebody from down the street is yelling.
Sure.
He psychically shouts,
Oh no, someone is killing the winemaker.
so it's difficulty 1 to do this. So this is power and will.
Okay.
Got a 2 in power, a 10 in will, so target number 12. And I'm rolling 2d20 on this because this isn't helping. This is doing an ability.
Well, we're going to treat it as helping.
Oh, okay.
So if you succeed, it will distract him.
Okay.
As long as he understands English. And I rolled randomly to see if he did, and I rolled a 1. So he does.
Jesus. Thank God. I was about to say he also knows German.
This Italian guy does not.
I thought they were cozy, those peoples, in this time.
Well, their governments are.
Okay. All right, just need the one success. Target number 12. It's a 5.
So, Austin, you have 2 successes. You see this Italian cop stand up, look down, scream something in Italian about wine, take a couple steps before he realizes, wait, that was English. But you have 2 successes. So
Yep.
if you get at least 1, you can use those. Of course, you're trying for difficulty 4. So, overall, you're going to need to generate 2 of your own.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and generate 2 threat and give myself a 3rd die. Target number is a 13. Oh, there's a 1
Yay.
and a 5.
Wow.
So that's a total of 5 successes with 4 needed. So I'm going to take a momentum.
Well, you can spend that now if you have anything you'd like to do with it. But if not, generate a momentum.
No, let's save it. I mean, all we needed to do was get in stealthily.
Yeah, we have no momentum starting out the game, unlike
Right.
Kyle.
Yeah, we need to start banking it quick.
Fun times.
Yeah.
So with all this distraction, Pierre slips off the Via Cavour into the alleyway, jogs to the back door quickly, opens it. It is, of course, locked. How quickly can Pierre pick a lock?
He has burglar's tools, so pretty quickly. Would that be coordination and engineering?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be a total target number of 13. I do have burglar's tools. Does that assist me at all?
That will let you do it in the first place.
Okay.
This is just a simple lock for a stationer's shop, so just difficulty 1.
Okay.
But, I'm going to go ahead and spend a threat. Since I've got a lot, there's a cop about to step around the corner.
Okay.
So a little trickle of sweat runs down Pierre's neck. Difficulty 2.
And immediately rusts the lock.
Oh, no.
Well, it wasn't gonna, but
So target number 13. Oh, I rolled a 13 and a 14.
God damn you, Austin.
so the lock clicks open and you're pushing the door, and out of the corner of your eye, you see this plainclothes police officer that you'd identified earlier coming around the corner. Close the door as quickly as you can and realize your burglar's kit is on the ground outside the back door. So mark that off your character sheet, and the cop is going to investigate. You know that you do not have long to look around before he gets curious. You're inside the back room of the stationer's shop. This is obviously a storage and office area, but it has clearly been ransacked. Someone went through here looking for something. Loose bits of paper everywhere, store paperwork, receipts, and what have you scattered across the desk. And you glance through the door to the front of the shop. It's in better order. I mean, obviously, whoever the police officers that went through the shop didn't bother going through the products, But there is more detritus on the floor behind the desk at the front.
And a glowing altar.
And a glowing altar to
Yeah.
Yogg-Sothoth.
Check that out, Austin. Give her a look-see.
So you can make an insight plus observation to try to gather information quickly because you know you're on a timer here.
Okay. What's this difficulty here? My target number's 14.
Difficulty 2 to do it quickly.
That's a 7 and a 1.
Nice.
So that's 3 successes, right?
Yes.
You're investigating the shop. You could bank the momentum or ask a specific question. But first, what you find just from the success. So the first weird thing that you find is lots of oak leaves scattered around in various places. Now, these are not actual oak leaves. These are pieces of paper for tourists, fun little things they can send postcards home on or something like that.
I thought you said Oakleys at first. And I said, high-end sunglasses?
No, but you assume it's related to the theme of the Carlavaros, which the sign out front was on an oak leaf.
Yeah.
And so they have stationery of oak leaves around. You also find there's a number of tourist guides around, some that were selling, but there's one stuffed in a drawer that apparently the police just moved past, and a cross-section of tourist highlights, such as the Colosseum, Castle San Angelo are on there, but also they've circled a lot beside the Castel San Angelo. So it's not an empty lot. It is a block next to the Castel San Angelo, which is not a tourist attraction. So it's unclear why any tourist would have circled that. I mean,
that's by the mausoleum, right?
Yeah, Hadrian's Mausoleum became the Castel de San Angelo.
Okay.
So those are the same building.
Gotcha. Walsh gathers up a few sheets of the stationery in case, for any reason, we might have to
Sure.
forge correspondence.
Yeah.
Well, forge correspondence, and it's just these 2 rooms.
Yeah, it's a fairly small shop. Now, you can either, again, you do have a momentum, so you can either bank that or you can cash it in right now for an additional clue.
No, I think I'm going to bank it. So I find that map, I take up the stationary pieces, and then I'd like to get by the door to see if I could swing it open and maybe ambush the cop when he comes up to investigate the burglar's tools.
Back to killing cops.
Yeah. So when you get back to the door, you can hear the doorknob rattling. Obviously, the cop is on the other side testing to see if it's unlocked.
Okay.
Now, the question is, did you lock it or not when you came in?
Absolutely did not.
If you want to spend a momentum, I'll say you did. You can say you did by spending a momentum. If not, the cop's going to step in.
I mean, let him.
Okay, this plainclothes Italian police officer steps in. Now, I mean, he just looks like a regular civilian. You know he's a cop.
Okay, I want to try to shoot him with my trank gun.
Okay.
Ooh.
He's not expecting that, so in combat, you have the initiative.
I mean, I walk around all day expecting that, but, Italy's a different place. The romance, the beauties.
So, yeah, essentially, I want to be pressed up against the wall by the door so that as soon as the door opens, he walks in front of the barrel of my pistol.
So I think we'll do it like this. We'll do a contested roll. His observation versus your stealth. Because you're lying in wait, essentially.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you an advantage because you can have a bonus D20 just for free.
Okay.
Because, you have a pretty good hiding position. And he's got to come through a doorway.
Okay.
But he does have a decent observation.
My stealth target number is going to be a 13.
Yeah, his insight is 10. His observation is 3. He has the talent constantly watching, so he's been detecting hidden enemies. His difficulty is reduced by 1, so you're going to need to beat him by at least 1.
Okay.
And he's going to spend a threat, get another die.
Okay. I'm going to spend that momentum.
Well, hold on. Let me roll first, and then
Okay.
you can... I'm generous. I'm a generous guy. You know what? It's more fun if you have to spend it now. So you're right. Do you want to spend it now?
Yeah, I'm going to spend the momentum and get a 4th die.
But see, I'm not going to spend all the other ones, Austin. I could.
Cool.
But you know what? No, I won't. I did not roll any crits.
I did.
I did roll 3 successes.
Oh.
I rolled 4.
Oh! You have to have 4. That is exactly that is the minimum needed.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and 2 8s.
To get the jump on him.
And I have a rank in 2 of stealth. So
nice. So he steps in. There's a quiet click, and then a dart slams into his neck. He's stumbling, flailing, trying to make it back out the door.
I did not expect that.
actually, okay, Walsh grabs him, pulls him inside, and just kind of lays him gently on the ground like, shh, shh, shh. It's all right there, buddy.
Arrivederci.
All right, so is that him dealt with?
Yeah, he's down.
Okay, so now that he's down,
he's not dead.
and I can look around a little more at my leisure. I also
Sure.
pick up my burglar's tools.
Good call.
Can I notice anything else about the scene of the struggle?
Outside, Sven feels a cop die. No. He's just unconscious.
Just a smile comes to his face.
So now that you have more time to investigate, you don't find any additional notes or anything, but you do notice something odd. they have in the back room, there's a
Portal.
portal. There's a standard office desk like you would see from the 40s.
Yeah.
And swivel chair. So on the underside of the desk, near like on the underside corner, like on the inside where you would wheel your chair in, there's a discoloration on the wood and like some kind of brown ichor that looks like it's seeping through the wood and has dripped down onto the carpet just a little bit.
So is this something that's inside that center drawer?
Well, you went through all the drawers. There's nothing in those drawers that would be doing that.
Okay, so something was there.
No. What I'm saying is there's obviously a hidden compartment on this
Oh,
desk.
okay. I'm sorry. Okay,
Sorry.
So then, using his burglar's tools, I'm assuming like a crowbar or something.
Crowbar would work,
Walsh starts kind of picking at that spot around the desk.
Well, let's roll your engineering to see if you do this destructively or not. I mean, you're going to get in there. It's just whether or not you leave a trace.
All right. So target number for engineering is a 13. That's a 5 and a 16. So 1 success.
So you managed to open it without smashing it wide open. You open it up, and there is the first thing you see is a cloth bundle that is stained brown red. It's clearly the color of old blood on one side. I assume you investigate further.
Yeah, carefully.
The first thing you will need to do is make a will plus resistance roll to overcome the horror of seeing a severed serpent person hand.
What's that now?
It is a humanoid hand covered in green scales with these black talons that's been severed at the wrist.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Severed Serpent was the name of my first black metal band.
Well,
All right. So will and resilience.
Yes. You have to overcome your atavistic revulsion.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be a target number of 11. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 1.
Okay.
But I got all this threat.
Son of a bitch.
Difficulty 2.
10 and an 18. Only 1 success.
From outside the shop, it is clear to even Sven and Sarah, who are still jabbering in English to this police officer, that you just heard a muffled scream from Carlavaro's. And all
Cinnabon spicy glory is this?
all the cops look at it. And that's where we'll end.
yeah.
All right, so we're back in ACHTUNG Cthulhu. It was
Yes.
fun.
That was fun.
This is one of my favorite games. I like it a lot.
It's fantastic. Like, I like the rules better than regular Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah.
The 2D20 is one of my favorite 2D20 games. And the setting's amazing too, because not only are you doing like the investigation thing that is in every Cthulhu game, but it being set during wartime is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Well, also, I just like pulpier games more.
Sure.
Call of Cthulhu is a great game. Do not get me wrong.
Right.
But it can get... It is rough.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
there's-
all the
It's
characters.
much more academic than,
all the
you
characters
know.
are librarians.
Yeah.
Nothing against librarians, but
Well, and you can't... In Call of Cthulhu, you cannot fight the horrors.
Yeah.
It's...
yeah.
This is a perfect blend of cosmic horror, intrigue, and action.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones versus the mythos.
Yeah.
Which, what's not to love?
Yeah, it's super fun.
So, well, hey, thanks to all our Patreon members. There are a number of you in this week's episode. Kenny Bussey, of course, Carissa Habmeyer, Amanda Powell, and Patrick Ball are Lucrezia and Pasquino. And Kevin Padden is, of course, Dr. Kevin Padden. And don't worry, we're going to, next week, we're probably going to see Roscoff Smythe
Oh, really?
and Patrick Hamlin.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Oprah.
yes, the dog,
Oh.
Derek Operly,
I always
Patreon
forget.
subscriber.
I always forget he's a Patreon subscriber.
He's
Yeah.
become a man of his own, this dog.
He's my favorite character. I don't know. I like Sven a lot. It's either dog or Norwegian.
Not a lot of difference. They both have similar temperaments.
Yeah.
We have one Norwegian with listener who's just mad right now.
Well,
So thank you. And thank you to Barrel and Bond.
thank you, Barrel and Bond, our sponsor down there at 100 Broadway, downtown Paducah, Kentucky.
Restroom now portal free.
Look both ways when you walk in. Otherwise, you might get a trank dart in the neck.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? At least you didn't use a bow and arrow.
it's true.
Though this is the second episode in a row that a cop has gotten shot in the neck.
Yeah. Well, the other day I was in there and I went to grab a paper towel out of the dispenser and it was a bloody rag. Like, well, that's different.
So, yeah. So tune in next week we will be playing another round of ACHTUNG Cthulhu.
Yes.
We'll see how far it takes you guys to deal with the Rome arc of Shadows of
We're
Atlantis.
gonna have to kill cops. I know it's gonna happen.
We're about to.
I don't know how you're going to do it if you don't.
Yeah.
But fun times.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Thompson submachine guns for a reason.
I know, but
We haven't had a good fight in a while.
it's the 30s. Like, cops weren't as bad back then.
I doubt that.
Well,
I
they
feel like the
probably suck.
fascist cops in Rome are.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
not.
So thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.